Board of Health. Today is the 9th of August. Hope it's a good day for everybody. All right, 7 o'clock, administrative matter, board member reports, any?
I have nothing.
You, John?
None for me.
I don't, at the moment, I don't have any other. We have the minutes?
There is one set in there,
There is one
but I just went in.
How many are we behind, Shelley, on minutes?
28?
3?
Yeah,
So we have June 28th.
Yeah, that's all we got, yeah.
While they're doing that, Shelley, did we get any more feedback on ServSafe?
Sue's been kind of handling that.
Okay, she haven't heard
Those
it.
phone calls.
Yeah, I'll talk with her. We weren't going to do it till the fall anyway, so.
Yeah, I know she made all the phone calls and was trying to get a sense of the
There was
count,
quite a
how
few
many
from
people were gonna do
Congregational
it.
Church. They're all asking for you to come back as instructor.
Sorry. I could instruct, but I couldn't proctor the exam, so.
Do they have anybody? I know there's no one up at Neshoba, but do they recommend anybody? Is anybody handling something like that?
I don't know of any. The State Department of Food Protection has a website that lists all the companies that
Okay.
do it. So, unless you want to talk to one of them about if they would do it for a group.
Yeah. I think the last time we did it was in a group about 25.
Yeah, at least I think, yeah.
It was a fairly big group.
Yep. It was a big room.
Well, if anybody, let's finish reading, I'm going to make a motion to accept the minutes of June 28th.
I'll second them.
Just give me a few minutes.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Where are we? Okay, thank you. Aye. Motion, second, aye.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
So we got the minutes on, correspondence, anything? Or we have here something from, Board
Yeah,
of
so
Health?
we have to, I have an original here
Yeah, I
for
read-
you to
I have it right
sign.
here.
Everybody has to
Right,
sign.
right.
And then there'll be a joint meeting with the selectmen to appoint a new member later
Okay.
in September.
Have they set a date yet?
It's September 20,
So this is an open meeting, so just let you know that remaining member of the Board of Health hereby gave a notice of pursuit to the MGC 41X11 for the vacancy of the same board created by the resignation of member Jennifer Rada, effective August 8, 2016. Copy and resignation attached. That's what we have here.
so September 26th
All right.
will be the joint meeting.
So we better see if we can find somebody. I have somebody in mind already, but I can't say nothing. All right, so, anybody be my guest to sign this?
Is that the original? Is that
You
the
ha-
original?
I have the original, right?
Sign that one.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, thank you. We have to site engineering.
And then another motion you need to make is, now that you've reorganized, you need to make a vote on who will sign the accounts payable. So generally, it's the chair and the vice chair
How about if
in
you want
in
to
your
sign it?
absence.
Doesn't
So
matter.
we just need a motion
We
for
can
that.
chair.
Keep it
Yeah.
the chair.
Yeah,
I make a motion that we continue on the tradition of having the chair sign any of the bills and stuff.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Get your pen out.
Guess I'm
Rather
gonna have to
you
use
than
my
me.
pen.
Does Brad have to sign? Does everybody have to sign this?
No,
Just a
who's
quorum?
here to- Yep.
Okay, pass it down.
Excellent.
You like that? Anything else about correspondence, eh?
The only other thing is, if you want to vote for a clerk, you did the chair and the vice chair the last time, but there technically should be a clerk too.
Yeah, how do you think
What's the
that's-
clerk do?
Nothing, that's why I'll volunteer.
There you go.
Right.
Then I will,
Kind of takes notes in my absence, but there's,
all right, then I motion that Peter Yap become the chair for the Board of Health.
Well, I don't know if you can second.
Am I?
yeah, you can second.
I guess I can, I guess, there's a
Well,
lot of
go ahead.
witnesses here, so I second. You're gonna be the clerk.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you got stuck with something.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, all right. So,
So
anything?
there's some, I mean, well, there's a hearing.
We gotta
at
wait, 15.
so it's not really, but, 3 Evergreen I have on here. I haven't gotten anything back from town council on that, so I have it on the agenda, but I don't have any input from town council, so.
Plus, they wouldn't be able to do anything because I have, not being involved in it, I have abstained,
Right.
so they wouldn't have a quorum for, so I don't think there's anything we could do on,
That means that to be
Tonight.
postponed, right, Peter?
unless you want to just still discuss it, but
Well, I think, all right, we can discuss it.
yeah, if we get the time,
Yeah,
I have no problem with discussing.
okay, I open up, you know how I feel, and let's see what anybody else feels the same way.
Should I get Sherry first?
Pardon me?
Should I get Sherry for this?
And Sherry first.
representing her.
I'm
Oh.
from Evergreen.
Okay.
Well, it's only a discussion, we can't make any decision,
Yeah, but,
but if
yeah, I
you
mean,
want her to be
you
here.
may want to have Sherry here.
I feel-
What do I do with my, well, they're not up yet anyway, she got some.
No, I just figured instead of her sitting here
Yeah.
all night,
It's-
since I
Yeah.
don't have any input
Yeah.
from town council.
Yeah, and they're,
Coming.
well, you folks are supposed to be up almost 8 o'clock.
Oh, us?
Yeah, so we're you're out of sequence at this point. Jonathan's
think
got a
he's
hearing
first.
coming up, which we have to go to.
Okay, I guess,
And
We
so
do
that's
have-
why I suggested that,
It
you
is
know,
co-
let they know that they can't, because I
I
abstained from it.
understand, so, yeah.
There's nothing.
We have to wait for, Brett to be here, and also,
But I think Jim wanted to address that.
that's what I'm
too, didn't you,
saying,
Jim?
yeah. That's why I asked Jim to be kind enough to come.
Well,
Can I emphasize something?
go ahead, you're the
Okay,
chairman.
we got 2 minutes. Okay, my opinion was that the Board of Health is giving you the permit for the septic system. Now-
Approval, yeah.
There's no
Approved.
permit.
Now, the builder should have gone to the building committee, to the building inspector, and asked a permit to build.
Right.
So it should have been in sequence. So he didn't do that, so he figured,
He did.
he did get the permit?
No,
He-
he's applied for the permit.
Yeah, applied, but he didn't get
Board
it.
of Health needs to sign, I sent it the last meeting for the Board of Health to sign.
Right, and you guys decided that it had to go to town council, and you kindly offered to sign it once town council reviewed it.
And I guess we don't have any result from the town council, that's why we are discussing here. So because Jim is right here, he can explain to you, because my emphasis is, I got 1 minute. If it is nothing they can do, you people cannot, on the Board of Appeal, you just go over there.
My understanding is that Jim is your agent, correct me if I'm wrong, and that he doesn't want to sign it because he's the agent that is supposed to be the rules and regulations guy for DEP. But your board voted the waiver and to allow this to happen, and your board has the authority to sign this building permit, and you did vote it, and so we're asking your board to sign the building permit in absence of Jim signing, Jim being able to sign it.
So I might just kind of modify that just a bit.
Yeah.
I am the agent for the board, and I do advise the board on Title V. And this issue came up, and I advised the board that it wasn't in compliance with Title V to do it.
So we made a boo-boo.
Recently, the board got called before DEP for having approved it, and essentially DEP explained that, no, the board didn't have the authority to do it. So I guess what I'm
That's
saying
what
to
the,
the
that's what the
board.
problem is.
Yeah.
So in other words, we have no actual jurisdiction to do that, but she can appeal it in the Board of Appeal because,
No, the Board of Appeals doesn't govern that particular appeal sheet. But the point being that we came back before this board and said, in light of the fact that you didn't have the authority to do this, are you rescinding it? And your board said, absolutely not, we're not rescinding it. So now she's between a rock and a hard place. And in a vacuum, this board does have the authority to sign permits that Jim doesn't sign. That's what the Board of Health does. And is that a correct statement?
They are the authorities.
You're the authority. You have the authority to sign this. And in light of the fact that you voted it, at the time, I think it was 4-1, I don't think it was unanimous, but you did vote her the variances and you granted her this permission. So somebody
So
needs
we-
to sign the permit to document you did it.
So I think, and Shelley, you weren't here, but I think the last time we had this discussion, one of the things I asked, and Brad was going to follow up with,
with the attorney.
was with the town council and understanding what the board's liability if we sign it and the system's in failure or something happens.
They will be the.
Because I'm comfortable certainly following through with the approval, but I wanted to hear, and Brad agreed and was going to follow up with the town council, so we understood what our liability was. And so
Could I?
that to me is where we are.
Could I address that, please?
Yeah.
That was town council when I didn't come in the room. I was on the phone
Okay.
with Tom Harrington. And he said he didn't get the request and that, he said, you're there tonight. If Jim has said that it's okay to sign, go with that, because I would have to do a lot of research, and I'm not sure how it would conclude. But I want to just take an exception to you saying, do you have any liability? You're not being asked to sign a septic permit
Yeah.
that violates the regulations. You're being asked to sign on the building permit that this board granted that, whatever, that waiver, that the septic was okay with this board to go ahead for an accessory dwelling. And your decision was very narrow. It said accessory dwelling only, and after the functional dependency is over, she can't use it for any other purpose. And so I can't imagine that this is a liability issue, John. I think it's simply, they need a building permit to occupy for, is this your mother? No. Well, they need a building permit to occupy for her ailing mother.
Right.
And,
No,
and that's all
Yeah,
that's
and
going on.
I think I made it clear, I want to do that, I'm all for it, I just wanted to hear what,
Well, town council does have it. I have an email, but I can't get into my office that,
Okay.
that says it's been forwarded to town.
The overlying thing is you got
Well, I think
a DEP thing saying that you're in violation of what you've done. That's the problem.
Well, I think that's the sequence, that's the piece missing out of the sequence, is that after the board made the vote, the matter was referred to DEP. DEP called the board in, said Brad and I went into DEP, and DEP said, no, you don't really have the authority to do that based on the regulations. And so, in light of that, certainly, I don't...
So why don't we? I mean, we're digging into Jonathan's time.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
The code-
no, I get that there's regulations, stuff like that, but if we can't use some common sense and put, as Sherry said, a very narrow deed restriction on the use of that property, then why are we here if all we're doing is just yes or no with some variances that you say is okay, frankly? And frankly, that's sort of a waste of our time if we're not allowed to sit there and go, well, this makes sense in this instance. I wouldn't approve this in other instances, but it makes sense here.
Title V is a minimum code,
Yeah.
so...
And they do have the restriction of 2-bedroom. Instead, in other words, that bedroom, between you and I, you should just put, open it up, 1 bedroom, open it up. That way you have no problem. I know you
Well, if
can't.
that would solve it, I'll have her take a wall down there. It's up at the top of the stairs and it's not conducive to
Yeah, I
doing that, but
I
we'll
understand.
take the wall
We
down.
can take the wall down
And-
between the dining room and the kitchen and it solves that.
And that's, I mean, it's a very, very tiny, tall house.
I understand, yeah.
And the problem is, we can't get the mother up the stairs,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
to the main floor.
No, I know.
even if
That's why
wanted
we
to turn the
allow the
living room into-
permit, but the question,
And they all understand, and it's very clear in the deed, and I said I would put it in a deed restriction of record, that it can't be used after the functional dependency no longer exists.
Peter, what you think?
Well, I think we're going to have a lot further discussion on that. I think you should get into the hearings as they are now scheduled, and we'll have to come back to that.
Why don't we do that? What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I mean, we
scheduled for
can't-
7:50, and you've got 3 or 4 hearings.
yeah, we've got to, yeah,
Alright,
no, we have to be on
Okay.
time with this, and we can come back to it at 7:50, but without Brad here,
It's gonna be,
it's difficult for us to be able to move forward with the decision.
okay, you understand that is, we only have 3 people here, right? Right.
Can I request a continuance of my hearing to the end of the meeting? We don't have any abutters for my 2 hearings. Since you're talking about it, you might as well just keep on the same.
You don't mind?
And I don't mind, I can wait around, that's fine.
It's okay with you guys?
Open the hearing, and then we'll postpone until 7:50.
Okay, we open the hearing for, and close it. Can open another one? All 3 of agree.
Land Administrative Matters?
Now, wait a minute. What did you just do?
Nothing.
You got to open the meeting.
I did open the
Then we
meeting.
continue it. I make a motion, we continue the meeting till 7:50
Yeah, you
for
postpone it, that's all.
for Buckley Road.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, it's very nice. All right, so, go ahead, you guys can,
So what's the path forward? The path forward is to open up a room and,
We still don't know what town council said. We could open a room. I mean, we've done that before, where we've added in-law apartments, actually taken down bedroom walls.
okay,
So in a case, like say there's 4 bedrooms upstairs, and then you're gonna do the in-law apartment off of the main house, and that's gonna add a bedroom.
Yeah.
Well, what you ended up doing, you take walls down, make 1 big bedroom, and transfer that 4th bedroom to the downstairs. That's how you get around some of that stuff, but as long as it doesn't blow your room count
right,
out of
right.
whack. So not knowing exactly what the house looks like, I was saying that you could take the wall down between the,
Dining room and kitchen, and we had the plans here before, I don't know if they're in the file, but it was very clear that there's a very tiny, you enter the house and there's a very tiny kitchen dining area. I don't know what the size is.
well, the house is
10 by-
4 rooms, right?
It's 5, Title V, it's 5 rooms, 2 bedrooms. And that's what there is. And there's 3 on the first floor. We can open up between the kitchen, which is very small, galley almost,
take the dining room wall down, open that up, leave 2 bedrooms up, and the in-laws, one open area. It's not, it's a studio.
Well, it's like I say, until you're shooting blind until you find out what town council said. I don't know what
This,
you do anyway.
I know we open up for discussion, but I know you talked to the town council, but we like to see that letter that she has in the office.
He seriously just got off the phone with me, he said, I would rather see you go forward on it, because if I have to do a lot of research, the answer might not be conducive to the result that you need. And he says, I don't have any real problem with this, except I've got to come down on the letter of the law if I write a letter. And I'm asking you, these people have a lot of money in the ground now.
I know.
They waited 2 weeks from the last meeting to give you a chance to get council's answer. He didn't answer. I'm asking you, under these circumstances, like I said, we'll do anything possible to take away the sting of what you feel might be a technical hand slapping from DEP. But you were asked if you were to rescind, you said no, and they went ahead in good faith. And they have a mother who's,
After twice.
yeah, and her mother is seriously suffering, and she needs to get in this place. She's not doing that well.
Well, if I could ask Jim, you've seen a lot of these type of things. Is there a solution to it, or is it going to be just a outright violation of Title V?
Well, I guess I kind of take exception to the comment that the town council would have to come down on the side of the law. That's kind of what the board has to do too. And so the board can grant reasonable variances, but there's some things that they follow the letter of the law. That's how they don't get in trouble. It's not always conducive to people, unfortunately.
I don't mean to make an argument of this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mischaracterize
But
things.
again,
I just-
I guess what the issue is, the number, the lot was restricted when we started.
Yeah.
It was a repair at best. The whole area where we did the testing was all rock.
Yep.
So my concern is if you get a house in there that, and we don't doubt how people are going to use houses, we really have no doubt at all, and I don't really care how people use their houses. What I am concerned about is that house then goes to somebody else, and nobody pays attention to restrictions. They're there, but, and doing stuff like this almost makes a mockery of restrictions. I mean, if you put a 2-bedroom deed restriction on something and then just allow it to be built out, what's the purpose of the restriction? So, again, without looking at plans and how it's used, I mean, if 2 bedrooms upstairs were collapsed into one and you had the second bedroom being the in-law apartment,
No, but removing the wall in the dining room is still converting it to a 4-room
it's
house.
still 2 rooms.
Yeah, it's still
You still have the
got the
3
function.
bedrooms in the house and the system's designed
Then
for
we'll,
2.
then
There's
we'll
only
take
two
out,
bedrooms
then
in
we'll
the
take
house.
out a wall
There's 2 upstairs.
upstairs.
You just said
Marilyn,
2
we'll
up.
take out a wall
Right.
upstairs and make that
And so if
a
you put
loft
a
area.
bedroom in the in-law apartment,
Yeah,
then
the
it's 3,
bathroom's right
right?
in the middle.
But it's still 5 rooms.
But there's 3 bedrooms. and that's
But it's 5 rooms. You're
Yeah,
allowed
3
5 rooms with a 2-bedroom.
No, you're allowed 2 bedrooms and 5 rooms on a 2-bedroom system, not 3 bedrooms and 5 rooms. I mean, the bedroom's the functional part that affects the septic system, so
So if
You
you
could-
sleep in
you
the
could have a
living room, if you sleep in the
5-room,
living room, it's
5-bedroom house.
considered a bedroom?
people do whatever they're gonna do in houses now.
But I'm just asking, if you
Sure.
sleep in the living
But if
room,
it-
does that become a
If a
bedroom?
permit says it's a 2-bedroom, it's a 2-bedroom, not 3.
But so that's who we are. So we will either make 1 bedroom upstairs or take out the wall between the kitchen and dining. The bottom line being, and I appreciate what you're saying, almost in every instance where you have a 2-bedroom deed restriction and a need for an in-law, we bump into this wall. And this board has done it time and again to grant relief to some homeowner that needs to take and house. In many cases, it's been a disabled adult child. In other cases, it's been a parent, like this one. Or in some cases, it's the parent giving the house to the young generation so that they can stay. But we do this over and over again with these restrictions at this board level because Littleton is a community where we are encouraging our people to stay, and that's what Maryland's trying to do. I understand that this is a tough one, I really do, but like I said, we'll put all the restrictions on it. The deed restriction is there.
Be careful next time. Okay.
So is the path forward of just having drawings and reviewing what the plan is going to be?
Well, I think you're gonna have to see what town council says, other than what he thinks he's saying, and you wanna see, I haven't seen anything from DEP what DEP said. Have you seen any copies from DEP?
We had a big, long email that Brad had asked for, something from Dave Boyer, and Dave Boyer sent a pretty voluminous email to Brad, so.
It was in the packets last meeting.
It was in the packets of last meeting?
And the house floor plans are in the were in the packets when you made the decision to grant the variances.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they were.
Should we give them a week and, so in case?
Well, again,
The
I wasn't involved in this decision initially, and when it came up last meeting, I said I'm going to abstain from voting, so we really can't, and I'm still going to abstain till I see certain things here, because again, it wasn't my decision, and I don't particularly like the idea that we were overriding DEP, if we are. Unfortunately, I know they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But answers to your question, Sherry, the only one that I think I remember was over on Gristmill Road. There was a young boy that either got paralyzed or something, but we allowed the change in the bedroom count. I think they made the sunroom or porch into a bedroom because he couldn't go up and down the stairs.
That's what we have going on here, Peter.
But we didn't add anything. The footprint of the house didn't change. We reconfigured a room and made it a bedroom, but it really didn't change the count, I don't think. I'd have to relook at it, but that was one situation. And as far as the others, like the in-laws apartments, that's how we've got around them, was by taking down walls, going, making
So let her
4-bed into
let her
3, and
Let her take down a wall and do it that way. Because she doesn't need the extra bedroom, it's just herself and her mother. She doesn't need 3 bedrooms, she really needs 2 bedrooms. And we can take down the wall. And they're doing it all over in the 40B project and in Beaverbrook. All the 40B projects did the same thing. They designed with loft areas. And people have come before us trying to close up those loft areas or add a disabled son. I know there was one down in Beaverbrook, we heard it at the ZBA level. We do this all the time. So let her take the wall down instead of putting the wall up and get this bedroom for her mother. It's really a matter of necessity. It's exactly what the accessory bylaw was intended to promote. It says functional dependency. That was the intent of the...
no, you have a good case for it. I think before it was what was the vote, 3-2 before?
It was 3-2, yeah.
And we're not asking you to sign a septic permit, which is a huge difference. We're just asking you to
But I don't
check
think-
off
I
on the
don't think
building
it's
permit
valid
that they
until-
can get a building permit.
We'd have to override Jim, I think,
The
isn't it?
septic
now that
system
we-
is in.
You guys have the authority, but again, I take exception to what you're saying. Yeah, you're asking me to sign a building permit, but the plans as they exist now don't comply with the permit that the board signed, so they're kind of signing in conflict, and so.
So that's right. So that's why I asked if we could get updated plans with
Yeah,
the drawings of the house of what room is going to be taken down or what wall is taken down, et cetera, and then we can move forward with it.
So to Peter's point about what could you do, if the house remained a 5-room, 2-bedroom house with this addition, you haven't done anything wrong, it still complies with it.
Right, no, that's what it seems to me, that's what I'm saying. If we had plans that verified that, then
They're in my truck.
that's a go
They're in the
forward,
file.
Can we step back, and we'll step it back, then you can proceed on, and we'll go look at the
Can I-
plans.
can I make a-
From now.
I know that, she's obviously handicapped or whatever, and has to be on the first floor. But what's to say that that's not a bedroom? Bedroom has certain things. It has a closet, has to be of a certain size, has to have windows, privacy, stuff like that. If that doesn't meet any of those, a room doesn't meet that, then you haven't changed the room count, Jim says.
That's why, if they had the 2 rooms upstairs, if they made it to 1, now the house is down to 1 bedroom upstairs, you add the addition on to it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
With adding that 1 room, you're still 2-bedroom.
Yeah, that room
You're not
is,
using it as a bedroom. It's a study.
what's it, the room they're adding?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's being added as an efficiency or a studio apartment, so.
So there's bathroom and everything in it.
I don't know, I haven't seen the plans.
Yes.
in there, so-
Yeah,
And the kitchenette, I think, and
Has to be.
Let us take the plans and take a room wall down, bring it back.
Yeah, I'd have to see that.
We have it here.
Shelley, do you have the plans here that I can modify out in the hall?
Out of the second bedroom.
We do, so.
Too, but I can't
But we
get
know that we have another hearing though.
Yeah.
Okay.
At
She can't get it at the moment, yeah.
Can we squeeze in as an informal discussion?
I can go.
No, because the hearings are posted. You gotta take
That's
the
okay,
hearings
sir.
with it.
I'll do it
We're
anytime.
continued.
You're supposed to be coming up, you're at 7:45.
Oh, I didn't know we had a time.
Yeah. Yeah, we granted you.
Oh, thank you.
We've been running into it.
So
Always before we just been the informal discussion in the beginning.
what about the,
Well, I think you missed it, but what happened is we don't have a member tonight that was involved in the initial Evergreen situation. This was done last year.
I'm not talking about Evergreen.
Well, I know it, but we got off on talking about that. That's why it's more or less an informal discussion at this
Jim
point.
brought the permit over here for.
But even when we have continued discussions, we still have time stamps for
We
it.
didn't have time last times. I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I apologize.
No biggie. Why don't we roll to the next
okay,
one?
we got the next one, we close this meeting and it was
Well, this
7:30.
wasn't, There wasn't an open, it was just a discussion.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing to motion
nothing.
or close on this one.
All right. You're going 7:30, you go 7:40? You go
No, 7:30.
7:30,
Yeah, go
okay,
down
hearing.
Manchester Drive. Yep.
All right. You set?
He looks familiar.
Yeah.
Good evening, for the record, my name is Ted Doucette, representing the owner of the property, Jay Cataldo. We have a few variances here. This is a relatively small lot over on Manchester Drive.
What is the size of the lot, Ted?
Ted asked me, yeah, I quoted, huh? It's 15,000 square feet, so it's not too bad, but still a small lot. It's an existing four-bedroom. We're proposing a tear down, keeping the existing design flow, and because of the groundwater elevation out there, we have a few variances. If you can look at the plan, you can see the existing building
You got the
in
garage
here,
there.
and then we're going to have the new building footprint similar to that. Impervious area is going to be kept the same, and you can see there's quite a bit of grading here to get
Yeah, the
the
leach field
system.
over
Yeah,
there.
put the leach field in the back.
How many bedrooms was the old one?
4 bedrooms,
Four-bedroom.
yes.
Yeah, I did. And the grading, that's proposed grading or existing grading?
The dark is proposed,
Is proposed. The
Yes.
light is existing, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So the grading, it's hard, I mean, we're putting soil within 10 feet of a property line. Is it really grading, or is it just it's not breakout fill, it's really just grading. But regardless, we still need the variance. The first variance that we're requesting is to request the reduction in the groundwater offset from 4 feet to 2 feet in accordance with the Presby design. They do allow 2 feet, but Jim Griffey requested that we maintain 3 feet due to the well on the property, and so we made that change and brought everything up a foot. We request elimination of the requirement.
So
Oh, sorry.
the variance is no longer 4 foot to 2 foot, it's a 4 foot to 3 foot?
Well, let's reword it to no less than 2 feet, or we can say to no less than 3 feet.
Okay, okay.
Request for elimination of the requirement to show a reserve area. This is a relatively small lot, as I said, and with repair scenarios, very often the reserve area requirement cannot be met, and that's the case here. The one that I talked about was retaining walls and fill to a property line. Fill for the grading requires filling within 10 feet of the property line. The direct abutter is a conservation land that is owned and maintained by the Littleton Conservation Commission. We did notify them in writing. And the fourth variance that we need is actually for the well. I thought we put it on with the same letter. We're requesting relief to allow the proposed well to be located within 5 feet of a property line. We thought it was more important to maintain the 100-foot offset from the septic system, so we did that, and that requires it to be tucked way down in here. We don't think it's going to be an issue because this is land owned by the town, and on the other property line that is also offsetting is the right-of-way for Manchester Drive.
Can I see the letter, because it wasn't included in our packet, so just so I could see that. Thanks.
They're all also on the
Yeah,
plan.
I could see that too. Ted, you didn't hit ledge here at all?
Don't look like ledge.
Nothing sufficient, nothing interfered with the
And
design.
where was the well before, in the septic system before?
Septic system was in a similar location, it was a pit, it's a pit in the back here. I don't know, Joe, did we find the well anywhere? I didn't.
What was underneath the house?
It was underneath the house, okay. And we did coordinate with the design for this one. Civil Solutions is doing the design over here, so we talked about each other where their well is and where ours is gonna go, and they were actually happy we moved this one down here because now they can do more with their system, so you're kind of helping out two properties at one time with that.
Oh, it's at the house before it, that's,
Right. So they're gonna put their septic system in here. I think they were gonna require a 4-foot groundwater offset because it was gonna be close to a well, but now that we're down here, they can meet the offset and they can drop that system a couple feet too and make a nicer system for those neighbors.
Jim had a recommendation prior to these here in his notes about the 2-foot reduction. Jim, are you
Yeah,
feel?
we talked, Ted and I talked in
Yeah.
relation to the free.
So you're in favor of this now?
I don't see, I mean, I think, given the combination of things, moving the well closer, further away from the abutter, putting a new system in that's up out of groundwater, I think it's a good fit for, I guess the only thing I would say, Ted, is that you want variance in regulation 27 too, just you want to add it to your note.
Which one's 27?
27 is the filter
Filter
line,
property line.
23 is the retaining wall.
Oh, okay.
So you just want to add it to that so that the board can consider it. They're kind of, the two kind of go together.
Okay.
Typically, if you're putting a retaining wall and you're putting fill within, but just so the record reflects.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can revise the letter or you can just add it to the
3
motion.
feet, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's,
3 feet.
I mean,
From
they
what I
usually
remember,
go
yeah.
together, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, the well will be far better than where, in the middle of the house. It'll be drilled, it'll be cased to the bedrock. it'll be
This
sealed
is
to
all the way
bedrock.
down.
So do we need a revised letter noting that it's no more than 3 feet?
I think,
He's got it right here.
I'm not sure how your letter reads, Ted, so.
Right here.
No, it doesn't.
No. But the letter, and I'm assuming the plans say 4 foot to 2 foot offset.
No, it does say 4 feet to 3 feet. 'cause
It does, the plan-
I did this one today, I did the letter last week.
And I think that's
Plan.
sufficient.
Yep.
then. Okay,
That's why I asked him,
Okay.
2 feet, 3 feet.
Yeah, it's 3 feet, yeah.
Yep.
And I don't name regulation numbers on the plan here, so 23 or 27 isn't going to affect it. If you give variance to 23 and 27, if you put it in the minutes, it should be, that should
Okay.
suffice.
you're right.
How come you don't put it on the plan?
I used to, I had a reviewer say take them all off for some reason, and so this time I was,
Because that was always a big thing.
Doing it
with me,
quick.
was to have them on the plan.
yeah, I'm going to start, I think I just did this one
Yeah.
quick.
I don't have any more questions.
Nope.
Jim, if Jim's fine with it?
Like I say, given what was there, given what they're putting
Yeah.
back, so vast improvement.
Entertain a motion?
Yeah. All right. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the plans dated August 9th for, is it 15?
Yes.
15 Manchester Drive, requesting variances, where are
They're
they?
all the way at the bottom of the text, right above the title block.
Right
Right on your left thumb there, or right thumb.
here. All right.
You want to go with this?
Yeah, it's actually
easier to
better,
see
yeah.
that.
So requesting variance for 310 CMR 15.212, reduction of the groundwater offset from 4 foot to 3 foot. Also a variance to 310 CMR 15.248, elimination of requirement to show a reserve area. Health regulations Littleton Board of Health Regulation 23 and 27, retaining wall and fill the property line within 10 foot of the line. And then Town Code, Chapter 226, based on where the well's being placed within 5 foot of the property line.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Why don't you keep this, I'll give this plan to Shelley for the
Give
record,
it to
because I
Shelley.
think I gave Jim 2 for his review, and you can have this one. Give the letter though, right?
Do you have the letter?
Thank you.
Want to stick around for this, yeah?
Okay, now we got 7:45.
Got through 70.
370 Harwood. Mr.
How you doing tonight?
Good, Richard?
Good, Richard, how you doing?
Good.
We did get, at least I did, I got the letter that
Yep.
Shelley had sent it out, that,
Mr. Mueller
From-
wrote
yeah.
to give you the phase-out plan as you requested with the detail on it that you asked for. And we sent these also to Shelley in PDF format, so here are the two engineered stamped plans of the windrows showing that they're outside of the 250-foot well radii on any of the lots.
Sherry, could I hold you up a second? Did anybody know what the letter said, or anybody else copies, or? There was a letter sent out from Mr. Mueller, what the action was gonna be. Part of what you're discussing now is they had a certified surveyor, I guess, was a surveyor come up and plot the... Okay, sorry, Sherry.
So it was DEP's requirement that we show certified stamped plans showing the windrows being outside of the 250-foot well radii on all of the located neighboring wells. So that's the 3 wells. I think there are 2 neighbors here, and I think the third property is Rich Halloran's property. And all the windrows are outside of it. They've reduced in size because the composting is almost done, and they're ready to be finished with the operation. The letter, I think, reads in summary, all of the turning, no new leaves are coming on the site. There haven't been any new leaves, and none will come on anymore. All of the turning is done, and we have gone into underneath the pile and pulled it out and smelled it, and all of the odor is done, so the composting operation is at its end. What will happen is that the windrows will then be taken and put into the screening and soil operation as
So there's no smell no more?
no smell anymore. And no more composting will occur on the site, and everything should be finalized by 12/31 of 2016. But in essence, everything is finalized now, because you won't have any more smell.
Do we have any complaint from the abutter?
Question, what's the degree comment about? And the bottom of the
Oh,
letter?
because when we were on site, and it's not to be wise, when we were on site, 2 days in a row, we showed up, and it was really an awful stench. The first day was with the technical advisor assistant that we hired. I can't remember his name right now, but he's in the record. And then the second day, we came back to, you were there the first day with the technical advisor guy. And then the second day, we got back, and Ann Blackman
Mike Penny, yeah.
from DEP, the attorney, was there with the fellow from DEP. And everybody kept saying, the windrows aren't smelling, where's that smell coming from? And they went around the perimeter of site, and there is a pig farm somewhere in the neighborhood. And it was identified to be creating a tremendously foul odor, but not coming from the site. And they commented, all of them, that this operation doesn't cause that pig manure smell, that if anything, if you get any smell at all from this operation, it's more like cow manure. So Vinnie put that on the letter, just to let everybody know that if you're smelling something still, it's not from any of the compost. And I do think you have a neighbor with a pig operation.
Is that a faulty septic? I mean, it could be
Or a
septic.
faulty
Yeah,
septic, yeah.
it definitely is a foul septic
Yeah,
smell.
I've ridden around there, and I couldn't find any pigsty, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, there's some foul odor down, and it's downwind of, the new neighborhood more than the Colonial Drive. What's the new street?
The Richard Way.
The Richard Way. It smelled like it was coming from there.
There's no piggery on Richard Way now.
But what about a septic odor or something?
That's
Am I
not-
saying? I'm not saying that, I'm not saying it's a piggery, I'm not qualified to say that. What I'm saying is that's what everybody on site said, all the technical assistants said it was a pig manure odor, and that's why Vinnie put it on the letter, that's all. It's not coming from
So
the
certainly,
site.
I mean, that's fine. I can say that the times that I was out there, that was never an odor I smelled.
Yeah.
What I smelled was leaves and composting.
Yeah, and that's done, you won't
So,
smell.
right, and that's what we're here about. So I'm not sure why Vinnie put that in there. It was irrelevant to everything, frankly, and was unnecessary for that to go in there. So it was frankly, I think he's just being combative by putting that in there. Because it's irrelevant to the whole rest of the letter. So, question I have, so basically the operation's done, plan in place that those windrows will be out by December.
That's it. I went by there and I didn't smell anything, so. I'm sorry if you do smell something, but
No, I haven't.
we try to do whatever we can now. We put somebody out of business practically, so I don't think anything from the board, I don't think.
Well, I think it's a reasonable plan, you know, that he's got in place, and I think that for
So,
the neighbors.
yeah, I do want to address that. We didn't put anybody out of business.
You can come to my.
We
office
asked him,
and-
we asked for a mediation plan, and I suggested that they halt any activity until there is some kind of plan that not only is a plan, but is an enforceable plan. And Mr. Mueller just right out said, well, then, I'm going to cease operations there. We're not putting anybody out of business.
And I want to confirm that, that's accurate. And when I was here at the very first meeting, when I heard the distress of the neighbors, my clients and I went out in the hall and came back and said, we are voluntarily ceasing these operations.
So I don't think
You're
we
right.
put anybody out of business.
You're right.
We've done what we should have been doing. And it, to me, the plan is fine.
Okay.
It's acceptable, I don't have any questions. There's nothing in place, and I don't know that there needs to be. I know Brad has asked my thoughts on it. There's nothing in place on if the plan isn't executed, what we can do. And there are, regulations that allow us to do some things essentially a set enforceable penalties, as I understand it. But at this point, I don't see the need for it. The letter's pretty straightforward, and I don't see the need for
Well, if-
doing any kind of further action at this point.
Concerned, he could, either Mueller or Richie could send a letter of status, what's,
Yeah.
at the end of the month or something, so gives you an idea where they are.
So that's actually, I'm not a
You asked,
composter, right? When do things start getting hauled out in earnest?
you asked for a drop dead date for the composting to be done. The composting is done. So that's.
No, I also think we asked
And
for a
then-
drop dead date of the windrows getting out of there.
And the
too.
windrows are going to be out of there by integrating them into the loam operation and getting them out as mulch
Yes.
to consumers.
Yes.
And
yeah.
that's going to be by 12/31, and that's in the letter.
So
It's also weather permitting.
Oh, yeah, I get all that. No,
You
no.
know, You can work a year and have a pile of stuff and nobody wants it, and you've got a lot of exercise in your own year's time and labor.
That's not the
So-
point. We're going to have those windrows integrated into a loam
Yep.
screening operation by the end of December. It'll be done. And Vinnie thought that was plenty of time, even weather conditions given.
So I think Peter's idea is a good idea of a monthly
Just send us an
status.
update, yeah, just send us an update.
I'd ask not a monthly status, only because they're sitting. They're going to sit until October 31st, and then they'll start moving. So let's say October 31st, we'll give you a status. It seems silly to come back a month at a time and say they're just still sitting.
Oh, I thought they were moving it out on a regular basis
Well,
as
they're
they're
going to be
ready.
moving it out, but what am I going to say? A half of a pile got moved out? And
Yes,
nothing,
yeah.
everything's going to
Well,
smell
No, I think that's reasonable, because if you say, well, let's wait till October 31st, well, you've got
2 months.
2 months, that's it.
There's-
So
there's
I
not
don't
that
see the
much
reason why not starting now and moving forward with the monthly status.
If you feel that you're gonna be moving a lot of stuff, then send a letter, but there's no reason to send
Well, no, I
everyone.
think-
I'll stay in touch, okay?
I'd actually request that we send a note out asking, we'll be proactive and send a note prior to a meeting, maybe the second our second meeting of the month, of requesting a status of the operations and where we are.
So
Gee, I would recommend getting some input from the folks, and then we could come back and see if this is a viable thing.
Couple of things I'd like to just comment.
Yeah.
We came here because your jurisdiction was because it was a nuisance. We have abated the nuisance. There is no further smell. The nuisance is done. The composting operation is under the jurisdiction of the DEP. They gave us the list of things they wanted us to do to close it out, and they have all the things they need to close it out. Now, I don't want him to pay me to come back here every month to tell you nothing's going on.
Oh, we didn't say that.
You don't have to come.
Send it,
He just sent a little note,
A little note, that's all. We don't have to come.
the operations are going good as of
You don't have
October
to send them out.
31st.
I mean, you can just send
I
it.
can do that.
Yeah,
Excuse me, I have somebody that might...
doesn't have to be a
raise their hand.
formal legal letter or anything, but go ahead.
Go ahead, Butcher.
Jeff Schachter from 6 Richard Way. I'm just contesting the statement, the claim that the nuisance has been abated. I have smelled it on numerous occasions when the winds come from the south. It's exactly the same smell I smelled all summer. Mr. Mueller's claims notwithstanding, I believe that the nuisance will be abated when the windrows have been removed, and until such time, to conclude that it has been abated is premature. So I would like to remain on hold at the possibility that something may go on, within or without Mr. Halloran and Mr. Mueller's control, that it could possibly return until the windrows have been integrated in the soil and have been removed.
Then he'll give you a status every month.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, so I close the meeting. There's nothing else to say. Thank you so much.
Okay, this goes into your file. I believe you asked for 2 copies of the stamp. I'll give it to Shelley, thank you.
So just to get it straight, Richie, you're gonna get...
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you guys.
Let us know what's happening, and if anybody's having concerns, Shelley will know where you are at it and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Okay, it's 7:45. Who's going to talk 7:45?
47 Foster?
Oh, you see it coming.
Good on you two.
Okay, now we have a problem.
Okay, a little background. This is an existing 6-bedroom house. We know it's been 6 bedrooms at least since the 1920s. At some point in 1981, a new septic system was put in, and the permit said 4 bedrooms. Title V was done recently for 7 bedrooms, which was incorrect. They counted an unheated space for some reason as a bedrooms. It is a 6-bedroom house. We came before the board to ask if the existing septic system, which passed the Title V, could stand, even though the house was the design in 81 was for 4 bedrooms and the house was 6 bedrooms. The board asked us to get an engineer to calculate the flow based on 2-minute perks on the pits that were there. The engineer did a calculation of the flow based on 3-minute perks, but he only came up with a flow rate of 440 gallons. And you folks wanted to see a flow rate of 660 gallons. We talked to Mr. Griffey. Mr. Griffey says we have to put a new septic system, which gives me real heartburn since this one's passing Title V and working well, that Mr. Griffin has to spend that kind of money. But we have hired, Mr. Griffin has hired Ted Doucette to design the system. And we're just coming because the question has arisen that this should be able to be designed as a repair, not as a new system. We have limited space up between the buildings. We have large buildings there, and we just want to make sure we can do it as a repair. And
So we were discussing this the other day. It seems though this has been 6-bedroom for a long time. 1981, it goes to a 4-bedroom. In my opinion, based on what I'm hearing, somebody made a mistake at that point, because then you all of a sudden hooked up a 6-bedroom system to a 6-bedroom house to a 4-bedroom system. Somebody made a mistake. There's a few people we don't need to talk about now, but the person who's paying for that is the owner. Okay? He's the one who's getting stuck now with trying to put in a system with new construction. And I'm not saying new construction is not possible. I'm just saying while we're having this discussion now, it would be nice to say we have that option. If we need to move it a little closer to a foundation or something like that, we'd like to have that option in our, open to us.
Have you looked at it yet? Have you been out on site?
Yes, yeah. So where we want to put the system, that seems to be the most economical and place that we can put it and put in a full-size system, it might need to go next to some foundations. My goal is always full-size systems, not, because according to Title 5, you can reduce the size of a system, but, for repair. But I prefer to get the offsets from foundations and put a full-size system here, and that's my goal of getting it deemed to be a repair. I'd be able to do that in the
And we might
design.
have problems with the preserve area because of the size of the lot and the number, and the buildings on there. And it seems ridiculous for them not to, for you folks not to allow it to be a repair.
So the old one cannot be fixed at all?
It's fine, it just can't be expanded because it's pits. And you guys don't allow pits. Title V doesn't allow an expansion on pits. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. This is just plain not fair.
But we don't make the rule and regulation, you know what I mean?
So we just-
You know, you have to understand that he's an engineer, he tell you the
I
truth.
understand. So we're going to,
I
Mr.
put a lot of
Griffin's going
septic
to,
system, I know what you're talking about.
Mr. Griffin understands
I
he
know.
has to do a new septic system.
I know.
Even though he hasn't done
Not
anything
money.
wrong, it's not his
I know.
fault, and the system's working well.
I know.
So we've gotten past that, but we want to be able to do it as a repair because it is an existing house, it is not new
Right,
construction.
Yeah, I would point out that I lived there in 66, I think, and it was a 6-bedroom then. I didn't use all 6 bedrooms, I only had 3.
That's too bad, you know?
They had 3 apartments at that time, 1 small one and 2 larger ones. So it's been a 6-bedroom, and for some reason, whatever happened, when it got upgraded, they upgraded as a 4-bedroom. And then they looked at it, Ted, because they had the pits, I think he only calculates on the side now, isn't just the sides, or you couldn't do it on the side?
I didn't know, someone else did the calculations.
I have the
Kirk Kevin did
calculations
that,
right
but
here.
It's
It
irrelevant.
is what it is. It came out to be, it's not.
440, and you folks said we needed to show 660, which is the flow rate for a 6-bedroom. So, I mean, I meant to bring them in hard copy, but I brought the calculations all here, and it's unfortunate. So,
I feel it too, because a lot of the whole house in the area, and they might go through that same thing.
So what are we?
The assessors cards all showed 6-bedroom too.
So the owner's trying to sell. So I'm asking you to do this ahead, in case I need that at my disposal. I'm going to try, of course, I'm going to try and do new construction, meet Title V explicitly and all the regulations. But if I can't, I don't want to have to stop what I'm doing, come in here, go through a hearing, and then start up again.
Well, what did Mr. Jim Gareffi have to say on this one?
Okay, Jim?
So, again, as I advised from the regulations, I don't know why it got determined to be a 4-bedroom in 1981, I have no idea. I went through the building inspector's file, and I think I provided that for you last time, and there's no, indication that anything changed. So it could have been 6 bedrooms for all we know. I don't know how houses get used. Typically, if you were going to go from a 4-bedroom to a 6-bedroom, you'd need to meet full compliance. So I think Ted's comments about working to achieve full compliance should be the goal to start with. But given the fact that nobody really knows what this thing was, except for, I mean, you have the problem of having a public record that indicates one thing. And so if something happens, that public record's there. And so I just want to make sure, again, that you're following the rules and regulations to the extent that you need to, the way Title V written.
So if we allow that to go as a 6-bedroom, what violation is that? That's
Well, so, again,
based on what we see for records.
well, so there's a Board of Health record. If there's no Board of Health record, what we typically do is use the assessor's records.
I know.
Because that's the next public record that indicates what the house is used for. Again, if you're questioning whether that permit was valid at the time, based on what the house was. I mean, again, I have no idea who told, when somebody applies to do an upgrade, they give us an application that tells us how many bedrooms there are. We'll often check the file to make sure that the numbers jive, but again, in this case here, that is the only permit in the file, so there was no permit before.
Well, it makes sense to, with Ted going in and engineering this, to try and do it as a fully compliant 6-bedroom system, because you really want to have it. It's six bedrooms.
One would think that's a good selling point for that.
Yeah.
Then you have no problem selling it, the buyer will
but
be
if we
happy.
need a variance, because you can't hold this to new construction, it's not new construction, we can't move the house. We
No.
can't move the garage, we can't move the barn,
That
we
would
can't
be a
move these
different
things.
story, right?
Well, so what I'm asking for today is for a record from the board, a vote, a motion to say that, based on anecdotal data or whatever information that you have,
Right.
that this house has always been a six-bedroom, therefore we can install a septic system under the upgrade scenario. That's what we're
Yeah,
asking
right.
for.
Because like
Okay.
you say, I have no space to put it. That's
What do you guys feel? I'm fine with
I have a
that.
point, but the question is, if you have no room, and you have a house for 6 bedrooms, what are you going to do?
Is anybody else?
I'm asking if,
So this seems so obvious, I'm not even sure why we're discussing this. So,
Yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
frankly, yeah, I mean,
But, so we don't have to discuss it again, is why
Yeah,
I'd
no,
like
no,
the
no,
record.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've just been sitting here kind of confused, because it sounds like the plan's there to move forward with it, and it makes sense, so.
Jim's not jumping up and down back there.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything.
Is anybody else in the audience? And I don't know if
there's
it's
any
anybody-
abutter from, no, I don't think I see any abutter, I don't see no hands that are going up. But, it's hard, there's a lot of houses, we have several in Littleton.
Well, we run into this
They
all
got
the
no
time.
room. They put any.
So we need a
Motion,
motion.
See, sum it up again, Ted, and I'll give it a shot.
I think the board should move that they deem this current property able to be upgraded with a six-bedroom design flow under a repair scenario based on the data available.
Okay.
And Peter, if I might, you probably want to say why you're going to do this, only because there's probably 100 houses in town that
No,
this
I
would
know.
apply for.
We have records back to the 1920s showing it being a
So,
six-bedroom.
I mean, you probably want to qualify that so the variance is tight or the approval is tight.
Yeah, because the big thing is you got to have a good paper trail. When you look back on this stuff, sometimes I look back on things and you go,
Maybe I could ask a past tenant from 1966 to write a letter saying it was a six-bedroom back
well,
then.
you're really pushing it. Okay.
Entertain a
Make a-
motion or
I'm
a
gonna make a-
discussion?
make a
What are we gonna do
motion.
now?
That we, based on existing data and knowledge of the site of 47 Foster Street, that we, what's the terminology you're using again? It's,
Deem?
Dean, for-
No.
Do you agree?
well,
you can
we
say.
agree that this presumably is a six-bedroom house, and we are going to fix the system under present conditions, I guess is what, under existing repair
Repair scenario with the goal of full compliance.
with the goal of full compliance. We should have you guys write these things out.
It'd be better also if we go with this, with you, too.
What's that?
So we don't have to come back again,
With me to what?
like you
Design?
mentioned before.
Oh.
This is a repair,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's what he's just, the
Okay.
motion he just
Yeah.
made.
So do you making a motion?
Well, I don't know, maybe you ought to read it back, Shelley, if you can.
Motion
kind of
is
just-
made by Peter that based on existing data and knowledge of the site, the board agrees that the house is a six-bedroom house and will allow that the current property be able to be upgraded with six-bedroom design flow with, not with full compliance, as close to full
It's an old
compliance.
house.
What'd you say, Ted?
It should be as it can be upgraded as a repair, but the goal should be full
With the
compliance.
goal of full
Right, right.
compliance, with the goal of full compliance.
Aren't all repairs that way?
That's why I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
That's really-
Frankly, this is why I'm like, this seems obvious to me, that's why I was missing.
If I can clarify.
Were you, please? I'm sorry, I wasn't
Just
here.
Jonathan Markey, civil engineer, I do a lot of work in town.
I think we're all set. I'm sorry. I think we got a motion and a second. I don't talk past the close, is what I always learned.
Just trying to help, and it could have made it a lot quicker.
A vote.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
All right,
That was pretty quick.
well, good luck.
We don't do anything else.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you for helping me try to,
Too bad they don't keep.
Well,
the-
Cheryl, I think in the long run, you're better off.
I know we
you know,
are. I know we
you-
are.
You're gonna
I
try to
know.
put people in there, and the system would have failed,
And
and
then they come after you.
well, no, I hate to throw people's money away.
Honey, I know.
You know?
There's a lot of A lot of people are in the same situation.
Thank you.
What else we got here?
Yes.
Now we go back to Buckley Road, right?
Yeah.
Am I done?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go back.
Let me see where,
All
Buckley
right.
Road,
You wanna open it?
5-4 and 5-6.
So it's gonna be on discussion or it's gonna be?
This is a hearing.
Hearing.
This is
Okay, continuing the, opening the continued hearing,
All right.
or something like that.
What do you got there? Yeah, man,
Good evening.
you're a troublemaker.
So I have two plans that are, the lots are right next to each other, so we can talk about it at the same time.
I really thank you for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.
I know it's hard. Hard to make everybody happy.
Jim, you didn't comment on this one?
I didn't have a variance letter, and we did the permit so long ago, I forgot what they were all about, but I took a look at them, so I don't have any issues with them.
So this is a redo?
What happened was, Jonathan can tell you, they changed from going to be town water to
How
then
many
being
square feet
wells.
you got there?
Oh, okay. So that changed things.
Over an acre. And the middle one's a hammerhead, so it's even bigger.
Wow.
This is Upper Bulkley Road, right?
Yep.
So,
So-
go this room.
This, so if you look, this building here is the existing farmhouse on Bulkley. That's number 25. This house, as you drive down Bulkley, has just been installed. So has the septic system, and so has this well that was approved
More than
during the
250.
winter. We needed a variance for that well because of offset to property lines, because of the old regulations of the town code, not the Board of Health regulations. So that one's been already approved, it's already in, that well is in. What we're talking about tonight are these two systems and the wells associated with these two systems, which one is over here,
One is over there.
yep, one's over here,
One's over
and
here.
one's over here.
Wow.
So the variances for both include fill to lot line, where there are proposed grading easements for them to grade onto each other's lots. The grading easements were already set forth during the design, so they're in place and they're ready to go. The well for this lot is going to require a variance.
What is the well?
It's not on this
It's
drawing.
actually, yeah, it's shown on this drawing.
It's off the-
Oh, is it?
On this plan, this shows you a little bit further north is the proposed lot.
Wow.
So it's changed from this one?
Is it more than 250?
No, it's just
Really?
the same plan,
Okay.
it's just this one, this lot is,
So how far away are you now?
so the requirement, I believe, is
No
50
town,
feet.
no town, huh?
And we're asking for a variance for 43.8.
Where is it located?
And on
And what's the other one now?
On this one, this well is 11.4. It's a property line. Where it's,
Oakley Road, you know what that is? Oakley Road.
So these are the two, I thought you said this one was in, but, this is...
no, the one down the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah,
So this house, this septic, and this well is already installed.
This house?
Yep.
right in this area. Right?
This house here, I should say.
Yep,
and
this house,
system.
this septic, and
This one
that well.
isn't done,
Nope.
okay.
So right now, tonight, we're talking about this house, this septic, this house, this septic, and their wells.
Jim, you want to do any input?
So typically, boards have well offsets to prevent people from putting in spite wells. They have an offset to the property line, so somebody can't go put a well right on the property line and kind of keep somebody else from building. These are all being built out and back, and they're all being built together, so, and again, they're all being graded together, so there's not going to be the issue that you have when you're filling onto a lot real close to somebody else's lot line and having an issue with drainage. So again, I don't see an issue with.
Well, it looks like wetlands on one side of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
which they won't be building on, the one that's closest to the lot line.
Is it all the same builder?
Same owner, I believe, at the
Same
same.
owner.
All four bedroom, all of them?
Yes.
Wow.
So since it's not going to affect the lots or on a butter, I guess I don't see an issue.
Is there a butter here? Well, it's all new construction, right?
The abutters are their own
Oh,
lots.
Yeah.
okay.
So what variance, you're looking just for the regulation 27?
Yep, it's regulation 27 and code it's Littleton Code 226.6. So there are two hearings here, so we kind of opened up at the same time. This is for 5-4, those are the variances, and this is 5-6, and those are the variances.
So we're gonna do it one at a time, right? Or you wanna do all of them all at once?
But they essentially are the same
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Except,
But the same.
but they're showing them both the same 11 feet. Are they both 11 feet?
No, actually.
You've got-
These
you got
must be
something
the same
different.
one.
Yeah. There's a red pen, JJ.
This one is the same.
So this one,
Yeah, you want to have, fix it down in your notes here.
What they done, more house, 4 bedrooms. I have to go look, I didn't even know there was enough area.
and that one's
Okay.
right. Yeah, that one's right.
Hey,
Okay.
no laughing. We're not included. Can we penalize?
Okay, I'll make a motion that we grant the variance requested from the Littleton Board of Health Regulation 27, of minimum of 10 feet from the fill portion of the septic system to the property line. The variance is requested to allow fill within 10 feet of the property line with the use of a grading easement on the abutting lot. And also a variance is requested to Littleton Code 226-6 well location, requirements to allow construction of the well 43 feet from the existing property line, whereas 50 is required, and this is for lot 5-4. Is that 5-4 Buckley Road as shown on the blueprint of 5/5/16.
Entertain a second.
I second it.
In favor?
Aye. Aye. And then, we'll try this again on this guy here. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the variances as shown on the drawing on 5/6/16, lot 5-6 Buckley Road. One variance is a local variance. Littleton Board of Health Regulation 27 requires 10 feet from the fill portion of the septic system to the property line. A variance is requested to allow fill within 10 feet of the property line with the use of a grading easement on the abutting lot. And then on second variance is requested the Littleton Code 226-6 well location requirements to allow the construction of the well 11 feet from the existing property line, 50 required.
So I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Should have, thank you.
Well,
Should have
thank
done
you
that one
for,
first. That was
allowing
easy.
us to-
You wanna leave one here?
Yeah.
Okay, now we got, what else we got?
You got
Evergreen?
Evergreen, finish up on Evergreen. I don't know what you're gonna,
You may.
Thank you.
You'll be good. You only gave you 5 minutes.
That's all I need. So I went back and got the plans from the truck. This is the house that's built, it's 24 feet wide, 5 rooms. And what we propose to do is to remove the wall up on the second floor, overlooking it's a split entry style cape, and we're gonna open it up, remove the wall, cut it down to 4 feet. And I'll show you with a red line. We're going to remove this portion of the wall. Right, there's a door right here. We're gonna remove this portion of the wall and have it open up into the stairway, so this becomes a sitting room.
One room.
And we'll invite Roland back in when we're building this to view this stuff.
Can I see this over here?
Yes,
It's
sir.
hard to read from there.
So this is the house right here. So we have a split entry garage. This is 6 steps up, 6 steps down, 2 bedrooms up here.
Then you're gonna
And this is the first floor right here, where you can see.
Which bedroom do they use? Bedroom
No
2?
one uses this
That
bedroom.
one there, so this is the only candidate here, huh?
Right.
All space.
This is a wide open concept, and how it's being used is 5 rooms is beyond me.
Yeah, but aren't you framed this way? Coming across
What's
it? Aren't you framed this way?
No, it's 24 feet wide. So we have rafters going up this way and then coming across this way.
So you can pull it out with
We
minimum.
can pull it out, not a bearing wall. I mean, this is 24 feet wide, for crying out loud.
You understand? You're a builder, right? Yes, you know. You know. Now you have to get in trouble.
So the plan would be pull that wall out and then that addition would be added.
Yes, sir.
And then that would be it, right?
Yes, sir. Which,
And what's included on the proposed addition? Just a bedroom, but you said there was a
no
bedroom?
bedroom, it's a wide open studio with a kitchenette, bathroom, and wide open.
Wide open.
It's 600 square feet. It's very small. Can I ask questions or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I?
Yeah.
You gonna yell?
No, just don't get argumentative.
I won't. How many kitchens are allowed in the house, Jim, per Title V regulations?
Title V doesn't govern the Nor kitchens.
How many bathrooms are allowed in Title V
Same
regulations?
The number of bathrooms.
So if I was in an argument with my wife and I had to go downstairs and sleep in that new room I'm building, would you consider that a bedroom?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
I'm asking if you would consider that a bedroom because I'm sleeping down there,
Consider what a bedroom.
the new addition.
You know, Matt, we take a look at plans, and when someone comes in and says it's an in-law apartment, has a kitchen, has a bathroom.
I understand.
And- and
No,
somebody's
I'm
gonna
just
live in
asking
it.
questions. I'm
No,
not-
no, you're doing more than that, but
I am.
it's a bedroom, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
If it's
not
a
a
studio
bedroom.
apartment, one room, it's at least a one-room bedroom apartment, right?
I would agree with that.
Okay, good.
No, I'm not.
So you've answered your own question. It's
You heard
Oh,
that when you're
but
ready
I'm
to
just
close,
asking-
shut your mouth.
Yeah. I'm mad. That's all there is to it.
I know what you do. You go through all that.
And do you have any,
Well, again, I just want to see the other stuff, town council, before I, because again, I wasn't in on the,
Well, didn't Jim just answer that by removing that wall? It's not 2 bedrooms up there? Wouldn't you
if it-
sign off on that?
I said if it was a 5-room, 2-bedroom house, then the board hasn't done anything wrong.
Okay.
because we've done that before.
So we're asking if on that basis, when you remove that wall, it becomes a 5-bedroom, 5-room, 2-bedroom house, will you please sign the building permit so they can move in?
It's existing now as a 2-bedroom, 4-room house, right?
No,
No,
not per Jim. Per Jim, it's a 5-room, 2-bedroom house. Is that correct?
Per the plan, per the uses in the house, yeah. It's a 5-bedroom,
but
5-room,
this
2-bedroom.
would go to a 6-room house, which would be a 3-bedroom system.
So this is where the gray area comes in the code. The code talks about that divide by 2 when you get above 8 rooms. Because we have so many conversions of small houses, we've really held that the square footage, well, not so much the square footage, but at least the room counts in those houses are maintained, particularly if they can't meet full compliance. And nothing down there, almost nothing down there can. And this is a particularly egregious case because it's all ledge.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So does somebody sign the permit?
So let me get something that, Jim, that you just said, just so I'm.
Yeah.
So this gray area really comes into play if it's more than 8 rooms.
No, actually, it's a little clearer once you get over 8 rooms, because then the code says any house that has more than 8 rooms.
Then it's divided by 2.
That's correct.
Since we're at 5 or 6 rooms, depending on how you do the math, 2-bedroom, 5 or 6 rooms, you could either say it's a 2-bedroom system or it's a 6-room, so 3-bedroom. That's where the gray area is.
Well, that's, I think.
But, that's sort of where the gray area, but again, common sense says it's a 2-bedroom.
Well, I think by doing that, it just is a gray area as opposed to conflict with the regulations. Because you've got 2 bedrooms, essentially.
Do we need a vote on this?
Question number 1, if I may interrupt. You said the wall is gonna take it down, right? You're gonna take that wall
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, that's,
Okay, I want it in writing,
I
okay?
can't hear you.
I want it in writing.
I'll give it to you right now.
Okay, do
I
it.
mean, we'll put it as
That
part of.
way we have it in writing, because it happened before, and I was here, and I don't wanna have any problem.
so,
We do it right, and then we know the motion.
Gino, we cannot get a certificate of occupancy without Roland coming through and signing off
yeah.
on that, and it will show the wall down.
Right.
It's
So
a moot point.
So Shelley, do we need to have a motion on this? Is there anything that we have to motion? Because if we are,
I
then
think
we...
you've already approved it twice.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to actually get away from...
There's not necessarily a motion, it's you're determining whether you're gonna sign the building permit, because Jim is not going to sign the building
Right.
permit. If the plan has been changed, the building permit application has changed, so I need a copy of that.
I'll bring you this tomorrow with that removed.
And then that's what we'd end up having to sign.
But you can sign it, I guess, subject to the plans that are presented tonight being what's presented
And
in the
I'll
building
modify
permit
them tomorrow
application.
morning and bring them into Shelley.
Jim, what's your thoughts on that?
Like I said, I think it gets you away from being in conflict with the code, since it's only 2 bedrooms, but I wouldn't sign the permit until you have the plans and saw how it's gonna all shake out.
Just sign it and hold it till tomorrow so that we don't.
Can't you sign it and hold it, have Shelley hold
Shelley
it?
will hold it till tomorrow.
I mean, we've done it before.
So frankly, I don't have a problem.
I give you 2 minutes to breathe, okay? All right.
So that, I'm for doing that.
It's a
I'm
punishment.
okay for doing that.
But the question is, you have 2 people here, right? And I'm not allowed to...
That's what, well, no, but that's, but there's nothing to motion though, Gino.
No, I
That's what
know,
I'm saying. I
I
mean,
know.
I think it's just,
The
I
chair.
understand.
so from a logistical or
I think if they wanted to do that in the future, they probably should
administrative sort of
establish some kind
question,
of protocol.
we don't need a motion.
If they do that, I'll.
Is it just one board member signs and that's sufficient?
That's what I was just asking.
So what I was just saying to Shelley, I mean, as you did earlier in the evening where you establish somebody who can come in and sign the warrants,
Yeah.
maybe that's, in these cases, you establish somebody who can come in and sign building permits for the board.
Okay. Can you do that? I work in Cambridge, it's awfully difficult for me to be able to get here.
Half a minute.
For what?
Oh, just half a minute to relax. Everybody's all
I don't
uptight.
want, I don't,
Half a minute.
I don't want a half a minute, I want to get home, I haven't seen my
Half a
family in
minute.
4 days. Can we just sign
Okay,
this?
can I get the permit?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, see? Because the door is locked.
That's
That's
okay.
why I
I'm
said-
happy with
That's
somebody
why I say
coming in
I'll-
tomorrow and signing it.
Make you wait
I'll bring
2
my
minutes.
drawing in and,
There is no way that she can get in that.
no, I don't have any problem, sir.
Okay. So I'll come in tomorrow to sign it.
I appreciate
Then what
that.
do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
That's why I made you wait 2
So you
minutes.
could
because
make a
tomorrow
motion that
I
you're
have 3
authorizing
meetings to go to.
Gino
I'm
to
just gonna
sign the
make you
building
happy.
permit.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Peter, can you come and sign too?
No,
we only need one person to sign.
make a motion
Okay, I'll
that
sign
So-
it.
the board is
So I-
authorizing you to sign the permit based on the plan
Right.
presented tonight.
Then I will make a motion that allowing or authorizing Gino to sign the permit for 3 Evergreen Road based on updated plans that we've agreed on of removing a wall in that upstairs. Is that reasonable? Motion?
All in favor?
No, it's not seconded yet.
I gotta wait.
I will second that with reservations, but,
You seconded with a reservation?
yes.
What kind of a reservation? You're gonna make them wait another 2 minutes?
No, I just have very strong reservations about doing this, but
Okay, I understand. I too have the same reservation, but as a
you got a
stand,
motion and a second.
yeah, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll make an exception.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
you can go.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Did they sign Delia? All right, and I'll sit back here
I'll
and
give
give
you a tomorrow. Good. I wasn't gonna make you come.
You've done it now. You're working. Is that it? Can you go?
No, there's permits.
Anything
Some
else?
permits to sign.
Oh.
This should be quick. As fast as you can write it, right, you can adjourn.
Aren't you glad you come to these things?
One more. One more, Gino.
Gino, one more.
Good night.
I gotta wait and see my permit signed.
Mira. I want you to admit
It was like when Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
It was like a voice of reason.
Have you signed this?
I sign. And then you can go.
All right. Have you signed these yet?
We need people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. After today, maybe he doesn't want to.
I think you already signed that one, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah. We're out of room. We're out of sequence here.
that's it, right? You got another one?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, John, thank you for coming. I was ready to.
No, I was on my way and then I left my son's football practice.
Where were you for 4 days, John?
You're waiting for 4 days?
No, I said, where were you?
Oh, no, I've been here. My wife and kids.
What's your name?
My wife. Go.
But just the summertime, I happened to not be in Scouts on Tuesdays.
While we're signing the permits, do I have to, I don't have to pay again for this, once I've already had this issued, right?
Certainly can ask.
I would think
That's another
not.
thing, that it's-
I mean, I've already had it issued
It's
twice.
different than what I tell them.
Not Evergreen, I'm talking Dahlia.
Oh,
No, there's no fee on Dahlia.
Thank you.
Good night.
You got it?
I don't know. No fee on Dahlia.
Yep.
Beautiful.
We should be, but they're
Fine.
not.
I appreciate it.
You got anything else, John?
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
every year this time of year for about 3 or 4 days, my wife and kids go to water.
If it were me writing it.
Oh, yeah. Not like that one with a kid died on it.
No, nothing that crazy.
Jim, thank you.
So you guys want,
No, Peter.
No, you're
One that
white.
was telling
You're
me
white.
about. He wants to,
what?
Man, I got things for you to sign. I should have done it earlier, I just remembered.
because we need it, I recommend it. As you recommended the lady, but unfortunately,
You're on the air. You're on the air.
Should we close the meeting?
make a motion to close the meeting? That's okay, no, that's, no.
No, you can't
Motion to
close-
close the meeting.
He's here.
He's with me.
Oh,
It's not board
okay,
business
No, for meeting.
okay.
at this point.
Thank you, Peter.
He still needs a second and approve it.
I second.
I second that.
But you gotta do it on air.
Make a motion that we close.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, you have.